I'm going to be honest, when I first saw that the GAN Mirror M was coming out, I was pretty surprised since GAN has pretty much stuck to speed cubes for the most part with n by n by n puzzles. We have a GAN 2 by 2 by 2, 3 by 3 by 3, 4 by 4 by 4 so far, and now this guy. I'll be honest, I think it's really cool that GAN has come out with this, although I am a little bit confused about all the hype. Everybody seems to be going crazy that this thing is out on the market, and of course I decided to get one and check it out and see what it's like, because of course it's GAN, it's going to be a high quality, it's going to be a nice turning puzzle, but what I really want to look into today is why this puzzle exists, because there are 1,000,001 non-WCA puzzles out there, and many of them are a lot cooler and maybe a little bit easier to manufacture than a Mirror Blocks cube. So I'm kind of curious as to why GAN decided to turn a Mirror Blocks into a magnetic speed cube, and of course I am curious to see what it's like. I'm sure it's a really awesome puzzle, but let's just take a look, let's get it open and let's see what we have here. I feel like a kid on Christmas Day, shaking my toy around. Alright, how do we get into this? How the hell do you open this thing? Ah, like that. Okay, let's take a gander at this. Oh, top marks for packaging. That is pretty cool, I'll give you that. I'm curious about what's in here actually, because is that it? All of that for a screwdriver? Interesting. Okay, well that's cool. Let's get rid of all of this and let's focus on the cube itself. Okay, so let's just do some first turns then. Let's get it over with. Okay. I am just terrible. So obviously it's quite tricky to handle because the shapes of the pieces are all different, so you can't really finger trick in the normal way. As you can see, doing a soon is quite tricky. Let's just give this thing a scramble and get a sense of how it feels. It's obviously very fast. It feels just like my GAN X, which I think is the most recent GAN puzzle I have, which I appreciate is quite old because it's discontinued now, but it's a pretty good 3x3. It feels quite like that. We obviously have the magnets in there. I'd say they're kind of medium strength magnets. They're not super strong, but they definitely have a bit of a bite to them. So you can definitely feel the added stability, which I think really helps with something like a Mirror Blocks, because like I said, it can be quite difficult to handle, and it's quite hard to do algorithms on it, so it's good to know that the puzzle sort of has your back if you overshoot or if you miss a piece, for example. So that's really good. And okay, let's call that scrambled, and yeah, cool. It's really interesting to see the extended centerpieces here. I wonder if they come off at the top or at the bottom. Oh, they come off at the top and it's just flown across the room. Is that just a standard screw in there? I can't really tell. It looks like it's just a standard screw. So do we not have the usual tensioning tools on this puzzle? I guess we mustn't. So it's not using the GAN nut, which is interesting. I thought it might be. I need to go recover that center cap. 1 second. This puzzle isn't super expensive compared to some of the premium GAN products, which can be like 50, 60 pounds. This is only selling at 20 pounds recommended retail price, so I think you'd kind of expect it to be of a similar quality to like the Monster Go cubes, which also have normal screws and springs. So yeah, but it feels pretty high quality. It feels like GAN quality, if that makes sense. We have interesting, it's interesting that the corners have the points rather than being sort of sanded away. I think that's to stop corner twisting, which would be really easy on a puzzle like this because the pieces are so different in shape and size. So yeah, as you can see, this sort of pointed corner here is preventing the puzzle, it's preventing this corner from just popping off in a different direction, which is good. That's a nice little addition there. So all in all, I would say this is, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Is it worth £20? Well, we'll get into that. I'm going to do a solve and we'll see where we end up. Is this a T-perm? It looks like it might be. a nice end to this puzzle. Alright, solved. Okay. Interesting. That didn't take too long. It took longer than it should have done, that's for sure. But it was a good solve for my first mirror block solve in quite a while. So what are my thoughts and first impressions of this puzzle? I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted. As a huge advocate for non-WCA puzzles, you know, I absolutely love things like this and the Fisher cube, the axis cube, you know, things that switch up the regular n by n by n puzzles. So, you know, I'm really happy that GAN has started making puzzles like this, because I feel like it sort of brings non-WCA puzzles a bit more into the mainstream. I know that Chi did it, Moyi did it, and it's worked really well, so it's nice to see that. However, the combination of this mirror blocks puzzle with sort of speed cube elements, that's what kind of confuses me a little bit. I cannot speak for anybody else but myself, but I don't imagine Max Park or Felix Zemdegs taking the time to speed solve this. You know, and really put time into practicing it. Maybe they will, perhaps that would help them with their, you know, other events such as 3x3 or 4x4. But personally for me, I feel like if I really want to improve my 3x3 times, I'm going to pick up a 3x3 rather than a mirror blocks. So I don't know how far world-class solvers are going to be using this to achieve world-class times, unless of course it's just something that goes on in the community. And then there are cubers like me, and I'm assuming the vast majority, who can maybe solve a 3x3 in about 20 seconds and can maybe solve a mirror blocks in about a minute or so. Now my problem with this is I'm not a world-class solver, and when I solve a mirror blocks, my mental ability is a bit slower than my physical ability, and my physical ability isn't great either. You know, my turns per second are not good. But I could have the fastest cube in the world and still solve in 20 seconds. And I feel like that's the case for a lot of cubers at the moment. So when we look at this puzzle, I feel like this isn't really going to help me at all. I could probably have got exactly the same time with the solve I just did on a Shengshao mirror blocks, because I'm not turning the puzzle quickly. I'm not fast enough to really make the most of a puzzle like this. And when it retails at about £20, when a regular mirror blocks that's made by Shengshao or another brand is about £4 or £5, I feel like you're kind of ripping yourself off, and I feel really horrible saying that, because this is not a rip-off. It's a beautiful puzzle. It turns really, really well. It's very high quality, but it's also £20, and you could buy 3 or 4 puzzles for that price on the market nowadays. Of course, if you just like shiny objects and you like quality products and you like things that look and feel good, then of course, you know, buy the puzzle. It's really nice, and I'm by no means going to go throw this in a box and never use it again, because it is a really nice puzzle. But I just don't quite understand why it's been created, or who it's appealing to, and who is really making all of this hype around it, because everybody's so excited by this puzzle, and I just don't get it. Yeah, I just don't understand. So if anybody has any insight, or you know, any insider information about the WCA or GAN or what they're up to with this, I'd really be interested to know, because it is a bit of a mystery to me, and yeah, I'd really like to know more about it. However, I am going to stop flashing the light at the camera now, because it is just throwing off the ISO really badly, so I think the video will end there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have, remember to leave a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, leave a comment down below, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be up to date with all of my new videos. Have a really fantastic day, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Alright, goodbye.